Alright, and we're back. So, just had to reset my game there. My generals disappeared. I think Hearts of Iron has some annoying bugs that happen when you're trying to, I guess, like use your recorder interface and tab in and out. Spanish Civil War is over. Yeah, we know. We helped with that. And yes, I already switched those guys back, so that's fine. These guys over here, we're just gonna have them do a staff office plan, and we're gonna try and take Washington. Build their dams. And we're gonna keep on watching for a medium tank count. I thought you guys were, yeah, maybe they weren't switched over. I think I might have lost a day there or something when I left to restore my save. Alright, we are at max planning bonus. We're going to push in there. It's these guys. Right, these guys are going to switch over. Yes. Right, and now our stockpiles are fixed. Again, I think we should win this combat here. Again, we've got the armor bonus. We're doing more damage on our side than they got on their side. We've got enough breakthrough to block everything given our hardness coming at us. So we should win that fight eventually. I think once we're through over there, we'll see. We might be able to come around over this way. These guys, if we take Richmond, I don't think their capital will be cut off from their capital, so these guys will all be encircled. I think that should be the end of the feds. Is this tile open? No, it's not. Those guys are doing that. So Bulgaria's eating Albania. Let's grab our next doctrine. I'm going to hold my air experience so that we can improve our fighter variant. I think that's probably a bit more important than getting the air doctrines done a little bit faster. Let's see, is the Entente doing anything right now? No. About wars for Germany? Nope. Karapact War is still going on. And still the same usual stuff in China. Yep, and looks like we are finally starting to win now. Got very little organization. Ottoman and Bulgarian has ended their hostilities, so that's probably good for Bulgaria. They won't be able to. I guess they were at war at some point. I think Ottoman has a decision over here. They can try and grab more lands off of Bulgaria here, so they probably went to war over that. But it looks like they're maybe not doing so great. Like if Egypt gets in around over here, and the Ottomans can't hold them off, that's usually pretty bad for the Ottomans. Then the the factions that are arrayed against them can kind of group up instead of having to be fighting by themselves. All right, there's our fighter 2, and I think with this we're going to go for our radar research over here. And we'll put you guys on fighter 2. And for variant, range is really important, especially if you're going to go on the offensive, because you might have your air base outside of or adjacent to the air zone. You're probably not going to have the middle air base on the offensive. And if you don't have enough range to still get full coverage, you're going to have problems getting good mission efficiency. And then after range, you want agility, which is going to give you if you have a higher agility than the other planes do, then you're going to get a buff in combat against them, and that's pretty important. And it's nice that the stat that when you upgrade your engine, what are you complaining about? I still didn't switch it over yet. Yeah, whenever you buff your engine, which we're going to do for agility, let's see here. See if I can pull that up. Yeah, whenever you buff your engine, it's going to give you speed as well, which is good for your sortie time and whatnot. And you should be attacking this way. And how are we in our tank situation? Our stockpile. Oh, we got 144 tanks. We're starting to really pump those tanks out lots more. Insufficient resources. We're lacking rubber. That's still okay at this point in time. But sometimes it can take a while. If the enemy's got a lot of divisions and they're able to reinforce, it can just take a while to cut through all of it. But I mean, you'll do it eventually if you've got good enough attackers. Like, unfortunately, I misclicked with this tank over here, and he went over here for a bit, and now the AI is throwing their shitty militias in. They're kind of blocking my other tank unit from coming. It's always a piss off. And like even you can compare stats. You're like, this is a tank unit, this is a militia unit. This militia unit's gonna have 14 breakthrough, and they're gonna be hit with like units that have 64 and 58 attack. They're gonna take a lot of damage from that. Whereas our tank unit has 226, and we've got breakthrough, and we've got quite a bit of hardness too. So we're not going to be barely taking any damage from these guys after we've got our deflection penalty as well. Road to war. We're going to grab military buildup, more factories. And this is just unfortunately, sometimes it's like the shit you have to deal with when you're playing with the AI, is it'll just stop your good units from getting in. You have to wait for them to fall back before you can have even a chance to reinforce. How are we on tanks again? 83, so we'll add some more tanks soon. And hopefully the CSA will do real well, and Kinda will try and intervene with them, and then we can just shove our 40 with tank divisions at the Entente and hopefully kill a lot of their divisions and cripple them. That's always nice to do as the Internationals when you got good volunteers in the ACW to the CSA, and you get a chance to kill a bunch of their units before the Wall Creek starts. These guys are all real low org. Yeah, we're gonna break this. Sorry, that's a bit boring to watch, but sometimes that's what you got to do, and of course they sneak a few more guys on there. I got my other tank in there now, that's good. And we can add another. Again, normally you don't want to be adding or swapping your division template while they're fighting, but we're fighting Civil War units. These guys are trash anyways. It doesn't make a big difference. But if you're fighting like in an actual combat, you want to make sure your units are at full strength before they go into fight. And they're yelling at us for not making tactical bombers. That's fine. We still got a decent number left from the ones that we started with. Bulgaria's taken out Greece. That's pretty good for them. This is just Romania and the Serbs left. And it looks like Bulgaria will probably win that. And the Ottomans look like they're losing some ground over here too. Yeah. So my prediction anyways is going to be that the Kaiser Pact will win that war there. And the Russians are taking out their Turkestan and Alashorda. Let's see, we're going to get this finally. Nietzsche has revolted, so it looks like ANI has taken power in Italy then. I think I'm actually going to stop this and just let these divisions recover strength. We're close to another 100 medium tanks. Well, sometimes you get cucked a little bit there. Like you saw, we had about 99%. We're moving in. One of the units just made it in, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So we'll wait for these guys to get back up to full strength, and we'll push in again. Got our rubber. I can wait for this to finish. This gives us a 100% research bonus for construction, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to go ahead of time to our next construction tech. It looks like Fed's got encircled over here, so that's it's nice for the CSA. Argentina has capitulated, so that's great for us. It's going to mean the down here. Yeah, the Patagonian Workers Front is one there, so they're going to be syndicalists just like us, and that is preferable. And that means even if like Brazil flips or something, we're going to have allies over here to help them from going in and really helping the Reichspakt out all that much, or the Entente. We're going to go and we're going to pick up our calibrated economy and our construction tech. I think for our division template here, we're going to go with a 13.7 tank to motorized ratio. Organization will be a little bit low, but I think it'll be okay. When you're designing your tank division template, usually you want to keep your organization around 30, and then just get as many tanks as you can without getting too much lower than that. West Indies Union requests international membership. Again, that's something we probably don't want to do. I don't want to be dragged into to overseas war with the Entente. Ken doesn't get a decision to come in and try and squash that, and I don't want to fight that right now, especially because that's over. We're not really a naval power, and they're like all the way over here, so that's going to just be like a real pain in the ass, and you don't want to get your units torpedoed in the Atlantic. And we're going to be close to another 100 medium tanks soon. I think once these two units are fully converted over to medium tanks, we're going to make another, whatever manpower we have over here, we'll make an infantry unit that's the same size, and we'll train those, and then as we get our tanks for our division swaps over, we can go and do that rather than training a tank unit from the get-go. And that's going to stop the recruitment process from sucking all the tanks out of our stockpile. So you guys, how long are you going to take to reinforce? 17 days. And how many tanks are we making a day? Quite a bit. And we're starting to make Fighter 2 productions. Now we got to start trading for rubber. Let's see, convoys. Where can we get rubber from? Dutch East Indies. That's unfortunate. I really want to be strengthening the Dutch East Indies, but get it where we can take it. Doesn't look like there's too much else at the moment. It's nice if that flips to Insular India or the Indo-Chinese win there, that you can get rubber from them. So it looks like Japan has got their Busan Treaty here with the Koreans. And looks like they decided to give the Koreans independence, so that's great for the Koreans. All right, so this is pretty nice here. It looks like the Feds are going to try and push out, so they're going to deplete their own organization, trying to make that attack. And I think we will counterattack immediately once these guys decide to stop. Next doctrine. Yeah, I'm going to wait for 100 Army XP, and we'll get that doctrine. And politics. I don't think we're going to need any of this stuff. We'll get our Chief of Air Force, air superiority, and I think after that, aside from just having some so we can get up to war economy when the war starts, so we'll start maybe doing these help decisions. But friends, we got another research slot here. That was the Heartland Doctrine. We already talked about that. Alright, and hopefully we should be able to knock these guys off that tile now. We're doing some pretty big damage there. I think we're probably even exceeding their defense when their units are attacking them, so these guys shouldn't be able to hold on very well at all. Labor Day. And yeah. Oh, come on, really? And unfortunately, this is a mountain tile. I mean, it's nice to get an extra angle over here. That way you can kind of try and pin these divisions or threaten encirclement if they move in. There we go. There we go. We got him. We got him. Federal collapse. Beautiful. Yeah, it's time for our next doctrine. USA has capitulated. So right now our options are to either go and try and get these encirclements in the Midwest, or we can push down to the AUS. And it'll be nice for us when we start buying a ton of oil if we can give our factories to the CSA, so it'd be nice to take taxes from them. Yeah, but they've done the deal with the devil right now, and I think tanks in the Midwest are really good. There's like a lot of plains tiles over here, so I think we're going to send our guys up this way. And got enough tanks to swap another division over. Medium tank. Calibrating the economy buff there. And we'll go for our modern equipment, and then we'll go for our tank production buff. "181 days on medium tank too, so that'll be nice to get." Grab these, and I think we're still researching radio detection. Chile wants to join the International. So Chile is pretty safe over there, and I don't think they're going to have... the only wars they're going to potentially get, I think, are against Brazil and like other people on this continent over here, so they're not in faction yet. I'll let the Chileans in. I don't think that's going to lead to anything that's going to entangle us too badly. Alright, there's like quite a few units over here, so I think this would be try nice to get a pin against the Canadian border maybe. Nationalist victory in South Africa. So in South Africa, you got the Dominionists, and then you got the Afrikaners there, and they're either Reichspakt or Entente. We don't have a dog in South America. No one's really going to help us out. It's just whether they're going to be on Ed's team or Wilhelm's team. We got this, and we're pushing in, so I think this is going to be pretty nice here. We got, oh, and there comes the Canadians, so that's spicy. We'll try and face off against them. I think maybe we'll come in around over here and try and kill ourselves from Canadians. Just going to finish what I started over here first, though. And we're in danger of being cut off, so we don't want that. Yeah, we're just gonna go over there and try and fight some Canadians. That's a lot more important than killing PSA guys. That's a bit frustrating to have to move your tanks over again, but I mean it is what it is. I wonder if that's actually a straight tile there. That's not a straight. We might be able to push that. So let's just take a look and see. Yeah, it is negative 74% attack. It's not great. So we're not going to try that. Let's try and come around this way over here and push him up along Quebec. Another 100 tanks. And we'll get our second radar attack. Just going to queue up a couple of radars here first. Make sure I don't forget that. Go here and here. Should be alright. Just going to make sure those get built next. And you gotta be really careful once it hits 1939. We're gonna want to start hopefully getting some plane divisions out, and or not divisions, but plane air wings out. We want to train them, and we want to make sure we start filling up our oil stockpile. We can hold 1 million fuel about, and we want to make sure that's full before the war starts, when we're not going to get convoy raided. Modern equipment, tank divisions. This is going to give us another armor research bonus, which we're probably not going to use right off the gate. And it'll also give us a few other of those light tank divisions, and they're not going to be great. Sorry, they're not going to be great divisions by the time the war starts, but they're still going to be useful for making encirclements and whatnot. They're still fast. That's a bit risky. If I can take Quebec, there's like a port there. Argentinian Free Territory. So that's the event they get when the Reds win in Argentina. Let's just kill this cavalry unit. There's like 3 units here we can get. Nice. You love to see it. You just love to see Entente guys dying even before the war. So our tanks like they're 87. Just gonna go. We're building these pretty fast. I'm just gonna go ahead and swap another one over. Oh, look at that! And the AI got across the river. That's I think I'm gonna go for these guys over here though. It's kind of a weird medium tank model. Try and get to that port. Dicey, dicey. I had the first though. I like the ad to move in so I can get this tank off that tile, but what can you do? We're only negative 2 tungsten right now. I don't think we're going to need to trade for that much more. I think we're safe because they've got a division up here, so I'm going to come around this way. Yeah. Cuba joined Germany's team. Nice. So this is gonna be pretty nice over here. Yeah, lots of kills in these guys. Yeah, those guys are all gonna die. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I did get over this tile and they're defending it, so I think that's gonna be a great time. I think maybe we can push over this way and try and kill these units. It's more political power. Let's help our Chilean brother. You know what? Let's develop the Union of Britain. Help them out a bit. Yeah, we got another 100 tanks. Yeah, there's only one, or I guess there's another infantry there now too. But I think this will still be pretty easy to knock these guys out and swing around over here. Shaanxi clique has capitulated, so let's go take a look at China. So it looks like gonna get some big Qing over here. Looks like they're doing pretty hot, but I think we'll see. We're getting close to that time where I think Feng Tian's probably going to try and push into them, and then maybe they're not going to do so hot. Not at war with anyone right now though, so that's definitely helpful for the Qing. They're not going to get sandwiched. Nice. I think we'll be able to kill these guys. I don't think they can. They might be able to evacuate with the port. New York City has fallen. No, looks like French government's done naval invasion over there, so that's going to be some free kills for us. Well, after we finish off with these guys, or you know what, we might want to let them land a few more troops, see if they'll fall for that bait. South African Civil War, and again, we don't really have any interest in that fight. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of units over there actually. Let's go get some of that. Kill some of our hated, legitimate French soldiers. Beautiful. It's like, it feels really nice to kill Republican French troops. Or these Imperial French troops. What did they go with? Republic, yeah. So it's, when we kill them over here, these are going to be the main guys who are trying to hit us with naval invasions. So, always nice to get kills. And then just look at that, they left their port open. These guys are all going to die here. think that's a straight tile, yeah. But as long as we block him from coming into this port, I'm just going to hold this guy off. And we'll take out these guys. And then, I don't know, we've still got this this nice spot over here over the river, so we might be able to come down here into South Ontario, kill some more Canadians. I'll stop them from moving. Yeah, free kills. Gotta love it. We're looking at, yeah, some more medium tanks. Get them in the field, get our tank divisions focused on. And I think over here I'm going to go for the tank assembly lines. Like we already have reliability and soft attack from our designer, so I think that's definitely what we want to do. And we got these 3 guys over here. Just going to dump them in this one arm we have and make sure they're all going to be, we'll use our 10 Army XP and we'll just swap this over to the Armored Recon Company, just to deal with that same speed problem I mentioned before. So that's that, and what else we see popped up there? Someone capitulated over here. So Nicaragua over here, social liberals, and they're up against looks like HOI4 has and some other military dictatorship guys over here. In El Salvador, what are you? Paternal autocrat. So socialist team in Central America not looking so hot. I think they're probably going to have a bad time against the military dictators over there. Oh well, and those Frenchies are dead. Let's head back up over here. And hopefully we can get... This is a bit of a predicament, because you want 100 XP to get your... bump your doctrine up. You also want XP to start dumping into your tank variant. But we'll see how this plays out. 36 days there. I think we're going to grab the... there's a fella on a stair. You might want to do this next. Or I think there's working women here for extra factory output now that we're making tanks and planes. It's going to be nice to have. Yeah. So let's push these guys out here. Look at that. Look at that beautiful attack stat there. We're getting 800. First International Art Festival. So you can read that event if you want. 2% stability. We're at 100% stability already, so that's a bit, doesn't actually do anything for us, but we'll take it. Communist seized power in Argentina. So when you play as the FOP in Argentina, there's a bunch of different factions. When the socialists win, you can be communist. I think there's a totalist path, and then there's something else. But you get 3 options, kind of like we had with our election event. And I'm not sure if that's the one that tries to form. I think it's a totalist to try to form. Like they have their own like Andean socialist faction. I think. Oh, free tile over here. So this guy in Montreal is gonna die. We're gonna sack Ottawa, boys. Ed tried to intervene here, and he's going to lose his power base in Ottawa. So I think they're going to capitulate soon, which is going to be good for the CSA. They can shift these troops back, and I think they get like a bunch of this land over here too. I think when Edward decides he's had enough. Distraction. We got naval strike tactics. Get our industry and next air doctrine. Yeah, we want air superiority, mission efficiency, and I think we've got enough army or air experience now too. I'm going to start upgrading my plane, and we are short on rubber, and yeah, we want to trade for that. Did the Bharatiya Commune lose in India? It looks like they might have. I know they're still there. They're still there. I thought they had rubber. I know they don't. They're just a tungsten dump. So, I was thinking of Indochina. My bad. I'm actually going to switch this up, just so that we're not attacking over rivers. And I'm using enough fuel that I probably need to trade for a bit more. Philippines have joined Japan's team. Let's go take a look at what's going on with Japan's team now, actually. These guys here are market liberal, so I guess that explains why they haven't just invaded these guys yet. So that's an interesting route. Democratic Japan. Some more political power. Let's go help our Chilean friends. I'm not sure what that does. You know, they've won the war actually, but I guess we'll find out. We'll bring our other tank over here. Wrap around this way. Rather encircle them than just push them back, but you gotta be careful. Like, these guys have like enough medium tanks in them now that if you're not paying attention, you let someone encircle you, it's gonna suck a lot. But I think we're gonna get a nice one over here. And Patagonian expedition reinforces return, so we're gonna get some nice generals. Ooh, this is pretty nasty over here. All these Canadians. Oh, geez, beautiful, beautiful. That's like 5 or 6 divisions over there. It's like a not insignificant portion of their army. Your tools. Yikes. Looks like Edward is having a very bad day. Take Toronto for free. There we go. They pieced out. So that was really nice for us. We got a lot of free kills there. Guatemala and Nicaragua. Yeah, so the socialists have lost in Central America. Yeah, and looks like CSA got a whole bunch of nice clay over here. So what do we do with these guys now? Let's just go back to the Midwest. I think there's like a lot of units over here that we can potentially screw up. And there's some Austrians over here. We can kill them. And Karl will usually go and send his boys to help out Germany. So if we can kill Austrians, that's again more people we're not going to have to fight. It looks like we'll probably be able to boost our next doctrine too. And our tank situation is we can just flip both of these over now. Might get logistics companies in here later. Logistics normally you wouldn't take if you're fighting in Europe because we're going to potentially have fuel problems, and logistics companies lowers your fuel consumption. And I think that's something I probably want to have. They'll give us a construction research bonus, 56 days. We have something in 56 days. You can go with this and get a construction 4. So let's grab that. I think it'll give us some more decisions, and we're starting to hold political power now too. And like I said, there's not really, aside from going up to war economy, and hopefully we don't have to go to extensive conscription. Or extensive conscription is fine, but hopefully we don't have to go past that. So I don't think we'll need too much more political power overall. Make some more of these guys, and yeah, we have a pretty decent gun stockpile. Let's train 8 at a time. And we'll try and snake our way in over this way, now that the Canadian border is going to be closed for them again. And apparently this over here is apparently over a river tile, which I don't understand why that works that way, but okay. I don't see a river. Yeah, you can't take anything else yet. And for this, let's get you offensive doctrine. And we just lost our revised history armament. That's fine. What's our production like right now? We're on 20 on everything. I think I'm just going to build 2 more mills here, and then we'll start get some civies. You don't want to overbuild your military factories, because then you'll wind up with you'll start leaching into your consumer goods, and then if you only have mills and no civs available, then you're going to have problems actually building and repairing stuff. I think I'm going to go for maybe that looks like an alright number of refineries. We're going to grab like 12 of them. And I don't want to forget, we have level 2 radar, so I want to grab that before the war, so we'll do that. We'll do this. We will have a bit of time before Austria joins the war. We can still get overland trade through them. And again, I looked away from my tanks for a dangerously long amount of time there, but I think we'll be okay. I'm so confused as to why this is considered to be a river battle. I guess there's maybe a little bit over here, but I don't know. That's ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous. And for whatever reason, now it's not. So what happened over there? I think Kaiserreich did win that war, I think. Yeah, they did. So they're not going to be the Ottoman Empire for very long. They're going to be Turkey. No. So low. And bridge tactics. That's just to piss off because it cuts down the combat width. So you only fight with 1 unit. It's like the guerrilla tactics. It's really annoying to fight against. And we have 100 army XP, so we're going to spend that to bump that doctrine. And unfortunately, we're getting pinned down over here. Pin these guys if we can. Now they're attacking us from that tile. Can't do it. Well, that's a piss off. It's really unfortunate we don't have an improv expert general. And we could just it would really improve our attack over these river quote unquote tiles. But on the plus side, them attacking into us like this is going to give us a lot of experience. We're going to do a lot of damage to them. And we need more oil. I'm going to duplicate this over here. Got a star. This will be our switch division. Or you know what, I'm not going to do that actually. We can get a... We haven't made this into a proper 20 width template yet, so we'll do that first. It's a bit easier on the Army XP. Save that. And yeah, we'll duplicate this now. And there's our medium tank. So grab our next oil tech. And we'll start producing our medium tank next variant. A little bit aggressive over there. It's getting a little bit rough to push across that river. Let's yeah, of course there's rivers everywhere. So I think if we go over on here though, we're going to be able to attack from 2 different tiles, and we'll get our planning bonus to help offset that, and try and use our momentum to push across. Fell in the stair, we got that. And we're getting pretty close to 1939. Let's get our military factories over from here. That's probably a bit better than the working women focus. Yeah, the Pacific States are being really aggressive right now. I'm taking a lot of casualties trying to do that stuff. Unfortunately, I'm again being blocked from being able to participate in this combat by AI units, but what can you do? Alright, let's start developing some people. Let's help the Socialist Republic. They're the most likely to actually fight in the Weltkrieg there. There we go. So this tank unit should end this fight very quickly. As their attack is like way higher than their breakthrough, they're going to take tons of damage from that. And we're out of oil again. We'll go 32 there, and I guess we'll get some from Romania. And send these guys in. Yeah, again, getting blocked by the A units from getting in, but these guys will fall out eventually, and hopefully we can knock them off that tile, and then the AI can walk in from somewhere they can't pin from. Turkestan has capitulated. Yeah, I can't get in over here. Try to find another way of getting over there. Or it might just be easier to go and push through the AUS. I don't know. Maybe we can go this way. Try to come in this way. Not sure who's attacking. Yeah, we're defending over here. There we go. There to see some progress there. Yep. Yeah, not really close to any traits. And again with the bridges. So actually, we put the speed up one more. So we're building our refineries right now. Yeah, we're gonna have to start trading for oil like pretty hard soon. More than we are right now. Where we want to buy from. We got 2 from the Union of Britain. And we got some from Venezuela, I guess. Yeah, that should hopefully fill up before the war starts at this purchase rate. And right away Britain decides they don't want to sell us. Alright, we're gonna get over here finally. There we go. It's like tanks like usually win those kind of fights there, even under those kind of like non-ideal conditions, just because their stats are so much better than infantry. But you know, when they're able to continue to cycle divisions in over there, it can take a pretty annoying amount of time. Let's get our working women. Yeah, now that we don't have a terrain penalty, we're going to be able to just smash these guys apart, I think. Yeah, look at that attack stat. Like you notice, like if you see when it's going from daytime to nighttime, it has a pretty big impact on your attack values. And your tactics do too. Like if you have a better general and you're able to counter the opposing side's tactics, that helps a lot. Our generals are pretty equal here, but that's kind of why you see your numbers flipping around. You get tactics, and then you got time of day. Usually the big ones there. Otherwise, like most of your other factors are usually pretty constant. Yeah, so you look at the stats of our tanks versus like the AI tank over here. You can see like what a massive difference that is, right? And that's kind of why you don't really need to worry too much about countering AI tanks. So just don't build good tank divisions. Which has a kind of the corresponding lesson to learn with that is that anti-tank is kind of a pointless technology in single player. Let's develop the Baharadia Commune. So. And hopefully CSA is still sending guys in over here to support our breakthrough, so that's nice. And I think we have air superiority too, so we're just getting straight up overruns now. Which I like. They still got a militia unit over here trying to retreat. This is getting a little dicey now. You don't want to be you don't want to get cut off with these tanks again. Like I said, these are pretty expensive at this point in time. So with the switch template, so if you look at your 40 width tank division, we have 2,400 manpower. So it is that you're going to train a unit that also has around 2,400 manpower. Let's go with that. And then like the way division reinforcement works in this game is that like it takes a long time for your manpower to come in from reserves and fill that out, but you can swap equipment back and forth pretty easily. So as long as you have a division in the field that has the appropriate amount of manpower, you can swap them from like an infantry to a tank division, and that conversion is going to happen very fast. And that's going to let us start training units to get in the field and ready to go without draining our tank stockpiles immediately. And our support equipment is a bit of a deficit right now because we swapped all of our guys over to have engineers. And that's sort of like another thing you want to do. Because we swapped it over, a lot of our guys on the front here are green. I'm just going to train these guys for a little bit and try to get them up to trained. A lot of the time it's not really worth it to pay the equipment cost and attrition to get your guys up to regular status, but green troops are pretty bad with the debuff, so I usually like to at least clear that. It does do a number on your logistics when you're doing that, though. Is this guy moving? Yeah, he is. I can't leave that tile. That's right. Industry's done. Your next rubber technology. Or you know what? We're still building refineries right now. Or was what did I just pick there? Yeah, we're gonna grab this ahead of time construction instead. And we're still working on that. This is like a bit frustrating. I really wish EA would move some troops up over here so that I can move my tanks in and just like complete this pocket. But let's see, the problems you get when you have to rely on the AI. And this, I think we can go into rubber. Somalia has joined the Cairo Pact. I'll just leave that guy there for now. It's such a piss off because like I could take this tile over here if I was able to move my other tank unit and we encircle all these guys. It's so annoying. Yeah, we're trading for oil. We're still okay for that. And airplanes. Before I forget to do this too, probably want to get some planes in the field. Where's our big air base? 1,600 airplanes here. Leave that, and what are these guys looking like? I'm mostly trained. I'm just gonna stop this now, just so I don't forget and wind up burning through a whole bunch of equipment. Same with our Coast Guards, so I'll train these guys for a little bit. And I think for this time too, like when I done this through the first time, I had these guys split up into two different armies. But I think it's just safer to have your main defending infantry line just to stick them into one army and just throw them on a field martial order. I think that's the best behavior. And otherwise, like you get the general bonuses if you have like the two, you have the different groups of 24 there. But when you try to add new armies to that, to keep them without going over troop penalties, like the order doesn't behave very well, and sometimes they'll try to shuffle like entire army groups, and you have to go and adjust it manually. It's very tedious. And infantry ultimately, even with the general boost, infantry are infantry. They're not really that important. They're just there to stop the enemy from being able to push in. So I'm just going to go with the one group there. And you guys are also light tanks. You can go over here. So the light tanks will join our tanks, or like our main tank divisions. We're making our breakthrough, and these guys will just be like this. I'm not going to assign a general. Just stick them under a field marshal. Anyways, back over to here. Alright, what else are we going to need before we declare war here? Let's get a grand army reform. That's 42 days, and I think that's going to get us pretty close to June. I might want to get the intelligence debuff cleared before I do that. And again, this is also kind of a little bit. Well, I think we make a connection between this tile and this tile here, so I think we're safe. Research here. So we're all caught up to date on this stuff. A 1939 radar, like I don't think that'll necessarily be necessary. And we're getting pretty close to wartime, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to pick up our infantry equipment buffs that we're a bit behind on. And you see, when you look at this stuff here too, like we got a 40% bonus on this stuff now because we waited for other people in our faction to research it. So, people who take these things kind of early, unless you're going to war early, this is like a really bad idea to start getting these support equipment buffs. And I see people on YouTube like doing this all the time. Is like this is just one of the best techs to get early on. And it's really not. It doesn't really matter if you're like why our two volunteer tanks have 5% higher infantry attack. I mean that's very low value compared to having the better models of tanks and planes that we're going to have. And I wasn't paying attention, I almost got encircled there, but I saved it, so it was okay. And I think with our army XP, are we able here to let's get a bit more. And we'll go and look at this pocket over here, guys. This is great. All these guys, and there's some Canadians in here too. Beautiful. These guys are all gonna die. Yeah. Like taking money from a capitalist, right? Some nice experience on these guys now too. What's our tank count in our division? I think it's like 750, I want to say. 650 medium tanks that we need for this. Not bad. So we're going to have at least one other unit. Maybe a bit more. Let's see. Mountain tiles over here. With the rivers and forests. There's only a few militia units over here. I think I might I might be able to get some kills on the American Union State if I bring the tanks over there. I've already got a pretty nice pocket against the PSA. So see if we can give the AUS some setbacks. Like I said, it's really nice if the CSA winds up getting the AUS oil. But I think it's kind of close enough to the horizon where we're going to be... The Germans did dare not send their fleet into the North Sea, allowing our force to operate freely. What is this for? I don't remember. The King has ordered the Royal Navy to enter the Atlantic in a show of force roughly matching ours. I think this is like a Union of Britain event that they get. I'm not sure why we're getting that event, but it looks like it had a good outcome for our team, so that's that's pretty good. So our production, like right now. So we're still building efficiency on our medium tank too. Oh, what did I do there? Misclick. Alright, let's try and punch through these Australasian Guard coup. Alright, so the Australasian Guard has got a nap pop. Let's develop the CNT FAI. So they're gonna... Oh, they're gonna do Australasian things, I guess. I'm not really too concerned about that. Let's go this tile here, and we'll try and just break across this river. Dissolution of the Italian Republic. So, looks like the ANI lost. And, let's see here, what are they doing? Lombardy's under military rule. Let's take a look at that. So you got Lombardy and Venice, so they're like two little puppet states over here. I think that's probably weaker overall than like the Italian Federation, so it's probably good for our friends here in the SRI. And give these guys the staff office plan. And there's only militia. I think even though that's a river and a forest, I think we'll be able to crack that pretty easily. Yeah, red air though, that's not great. And let's go back over here to our Air Force and hit a... Oh, gotta stop these guys from training. I almost forgot. That was almost bad. And I'm gonna send some more troops over to this guy over here, and we'll change these guys' color. My infantry blue, I guess. And we'll assign them a field marshal. Defensive guy, we'll go with this guy. And yeah, I left those guys probably training for a bit too long, but that's okay. And these guys over here, we'll start getting some experience on these fighter wings, maybe 100 more. Alright, let's get these guys across that river. And of course, can't get in because the got AIs taking all the combat with, but that's just something you have to live with. Grand Army reform, and we're going to want to clear this debuff over here. I think that should get us pretty close to when we take Alsace-Lorraine. Like this right here, like That's kind of one of the reasons you want to hesitate to actually even call your allies in the first place to help you, is that they'll do stuff like this, and you won't be able to. It'll make your life just a lot more difficult. There's only 4 militias in here. If I could just get a tank, get room for him in the fight, easily crush that. Vargas proclaims a new state. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. And fighter agility, this is a, again, that's a very important one to have. Great stat. And we got enough here for a medium tank too. We're going to go upgrade our variant. Let's do that. Yeah, fighters too. We're making three fighters a day. 3.5 fighters a day. That's not bad. Still can't get in over here. We have to wait for these guys to deorg, and then hopefully they'll fight again. It's kind of a piss off because like when you're pushing the plan go button, you're starting to decay your planning buff. Not getting any value out of it. Let's pick this up. And I think we're going to go up to extensive conscription too. We've got the political power, and you need time to mobilize. And Brazil has had a revolt. Guess they're not too happy about living under a dictatorship. Now we go. There we go. Or, again, AI infantry. I thought I was going to get in there, but guess not. Constitutionalist revolt. So if we look over there, I think Sao Paulo, is it? Yeah, they're revolting. And, I don't think they're going to be that successful in that revolt, but, there it is. They're going for it. Yeah, this is a waste of time. Look like CSA is now fighting over here though, so we'll try and get in this way. And hopefully we'll be able to get in the fight this time. Mechanized defensive. Will we get enough XP? Well, we can leave it for 30 days anyways. There we go. Be nice to get 100 XP and get another boost to that. Starting to get pretty close to like the really nice ones down over here on this side. We're gonna get this is really nice for tanks, pretty cash money. This one down here, I think we should have a pretty good air force with our ahead of time fighters. So I think we can pretty much count on having air superiority in the Weltkrieg. This is just a lot easier. It's like how easy it is to push your units. You can actually get your tanks in. It's like when you're playing Union of Britain and you're trying to bust into the Reichspakt. That could be like one of the most annoying parts, is that like the Commune of France just grinds the German bunkers and they take up all the combat width, and you can't get in. You know what? We have a 100% doctrine anyway, so I'm just gonna go in and take this. I forgot we had that from Grand Army Reform. No, these guys have like no organization, so that's like a free tile. I think that'll make an encirclement here for these guys, so it's not bad. We have a green air now. I'll get yellow air. So alright, so those units are gonna die. Just keep here to make sure they don't get reinforcements. So right here, I took extensive conscription already. What's this for? What are we missing? Light tank. That's okay. We have 1,300 light tanks in storage. It's like the lifetime of these light tank units that we got for free are, their days are going to be numbered because we're not producing any more of them. So we'll have to disband some of them eventually and consolidate them. Over this way, maybe. Labor Day, some more political power. Not bad. I really want to attack in there with the tanks. This is a mountain tower. We're going to take attrition. And we don't really need to. Resimons Generaux. So I think we get one more 35-day focus, and we're taking Alsace-Lorraine. Let's do fortify the German border. I don't think we'll need those forts, but you know, whatever. And I think at this point in time too, we're gonna. These are pretty high experience units, so it's kind of nice to keep. And I'm just gonna switch these guys over to our one template here, and send our tanks back into stockpile. So the reason we're gonna do this is, you know what? Maybe not as much experience as I thought. You're just gonna disband these guys. And where's our air units? Yeah, let's disband these two. We're going to be going to war pretty soon, and you don't want to have your tanks wait overseas for volunteer divisions to return. You're going to want as many tanks as we can right away so we can go and mess up Germany. These guys are not in a faction with Germany, so hopefully that stays the same, and we'll be able to pull off the reverse Dunkirk. The reverse Dunkirk is quite a nice thing that you can get, and the AI has a propensity to stack up units in Belgium over here. There's quite a few of them. And if you can smash through, and it's a pretty short run to the Netherlands border here. You get this tile, you get this tile, and I think that touches Maastricht here, and that's going to seal them off. And then you can pull your tanks out and come back over here into Dunkirk and take their port. And then all the German units that are kind of trapped in that corridor are going to die. And that's pretty nice to have. Let's see over here. Computing machine. Let's get our logistics company, I guess. Save. We're gonna want to save on the fuel. And let's see. The Argentinians could probably make the most use of that, so we'll help them. Drop some of these guys down. And then we'll swap you over to have the tanks here. And these guys probably are going to want to train them. Yeah, see how fast it pops up to full strength? It's because you don't have to wait for any manpower. And disbanding your volunteers means we're going to have our generals and whatnot back. So who's our best offensive field marshal? I think we were going to go with Jacques here because he had the Fortress Buster, but I think one of the guys you cut back from Argentina also has a slightly better attack stat. I think Jacques over here is at 3. Yeah, this one over here. I think this is what we want. Let's promote her. Do that, and the offensive doctrine, of course. And urban assaulter is also a nice trait to have. Field marshals, you don't get the full benefit of the general traits. You only get the full benefit of their field marshal traits in this column here, but you get something. And in Europe there are going to be a number of cities. And for this we got our Panzer leader here. And for these guys, let's go with that person. Those guys white maybe. And how's our air going? You guys are trained. These guys are still. You guys are not training. And we're 50 days in our stockpile, so that's nice. I might want to put with us like maybe one factory. You know, that's a waste. Like we still got like a pretty considerable stockpile of light tanks. And you see, we still got a pretty decent number of guns too, even though we didn't put any factories on guns when we started the game and started producing them. So I think that's a lot of times when I'm watching people's YouTube videos or whatnot too. I think they tend to overproduce infantry equipment and especially artillery, and that kind of sets them behind on their plane and tank count. And you know, Hearts of Iron 4 as a World War II game is more of a tank and plane game than it is an artillery and rifles game. Right. So in 14 days, we're going to be declaring war with. We'll be taking the Alsace-Lorraine focus. I don't need to be training these guys. Yes, these guys. So my tank situation like, so we have enough for another unit. And yeah, I gotta wait to June 14th. That's 5 days. I'm going to be doing that focus. It's getting pretty close to go time. I think when I got my second medium tank, I was a little bit slow on the switch off, so I'm a little bit behind where I usually am at this point on medium tanks. That's okay. I think I'm gonna go up another 10 factories on them. I never would get them. So we should get another one of these in 100 days, and I think Alsace-Lorraine is 56-day focus. Yeah, we're gonna start that now. We're probably not gonna have enough to get another tank unit out in time, but that's okay. We're getting pretty high on our production efficiency on this now too. We're getting closer, and this is of course an ahead of time tank, so that's going to be way better than anything. Ooh, that's nice for us too. Australasia flipped to syndicalism, and now the Entente's going to be at war with them. So that's pretty cash money. That means they're going to maybe be less inclined to invade us. Although, like I said, to be fair, as long as you guard your ports here, then you know, the Entente naval invasions. Send 6 more of these guys here. The Entente naval invasions really aren't that much of a threat. More often than not, they'll land, they won't take a port, and then you can just pull your tanks over here and get free kills on their units. It's usually how that works out for them. Let's try to get as much oil as we can. That's pretty good. We're going to be almost full. Zili's gone to war with the Feng Tian now, so it's going to be the Feng Tian war against, I think, the Qing. This is pretty late for that war, I think. I think usually it happens earlier, so I'm not... Yikes. That's a big Qing. I think that's probably going to favor the Qing more than it usually would. They got more time to prepare. We'll see how that goes. I guess we'll see how much Japan is willing to help them out. They peace out with Canada there. Yeah, they did. That's a sad from us, like a little sad. guaranteed by the Germans. I guess the volunteers here. Yeah, they're not in the Reichspakt though, so does Germany have military access? So no, they don't. So nice. These guys here. So we're gonna go and we're gonna try and break through Charleroi. I think is usually the tile I like to do. Yeah, let's do that. And just because on this side of the, it's on the one side of the river, so you don't have to get a river crossing to get start pushing in this way if you want to. And you can attack it from 2 tiles. What's our tank situation like? We're also going to lose some tanks to attrition too. So we're doing training. That's probably good enough actually. Tank units are pretty hard, so like they're not going to lose a whole lot of experience. So I think that's probably fine. That'll be regular, and I don't want to start getting more tanks towards my 5th unit. Steel Day, it's fine. We've got our 100 PP to get the war economy when that happens. That'll be it's always nice being war economy, and we're full over here, so we can stop with the overseas oil trade. And how are our planes looking? You guys can stop. And I'll have you guys train. And just like a little trick here, once we switch this over to frontline, if you put a battle plan, even if you don't activate it, your guys will accumulate planning bonus, which will give you a little bit of an edge. And not that you're going to be attacking with infantry anyway. You never want to attack with infantry if you can avoid it. Sovereignist dominate Middle Africa. You probably don't need to be. There's not a whole lot of point in trading for oil when you're full up. I'll keep the one with Union Britain though. Just so they can get some benefit from that. And these guys, I'm going to position these guys over here. I'm not going to give them an attack order, but I want them to follow in after my tanks break through. I also want to build up some air bases. I was already pretty close to a level 10 air base over there. And that's a bit risky on the front there, but let's go for that. So you guys, alrighty. I think we're pretty well, pretty much as set up as we want to be. It's like before the war fires, you want to make sure, of course, you got your fuel, and let's get our next doctrine there for the air superiority buff. You want to make sure you got your fuel full up. You want to make sure you got your troops on your border. You want to make sure your ports are defended, and you want to make sure that because we don't really have anything in play for our navy. We want to make sure we're not going to be trading for anything overseas. It's going to require convoys. Yeah, so I think we're good on that. And we got our troops already. They're going to be at max planning when it comes time to crack into there, so that's great for us. And yeah, everything looks like it's pretty much as set as it's going to be. Of course, we're going to have to start throwing our fighters over on their missions once it happens. So we have 100 anti-war bombers, so let's just use these guys over here, and they can support our tank army. And we got another for another fighter wing. Fighter wings, like I think 100 is like the most optimal to have for like the fighter A's bonus, and just because you have different sizes of air bases or whatnot, it just seems to be easiest to manage with groups of 100, and then they're easy to make too. It's just like one click on the assignment. All right, so we have demanded Alsace-Lorraine here. I just want to make sure none of my guys are still training. Nope, we're all entrenched, and we're pretty, we're sort of close to our next tank unit. So demand Alsace-Lorraine, and what else do we want here? I think I'm going to go ahead here and pick up the. There's one over here that gives us a. We don't really need steel or anything like that, but 2 oil is, like I said, that's worth. Oil is like in short supply for us, so let's just grab that. Alsace ultimatum. Germans refuse. Yeah, of course they do. So I lose 120 political power, which sucks, but well, go up to war economy and air. These guys need to stop training, and we'll put half of our guys on air superiority over here. And that's our breakthrough point. That's like our most important point. So let's just throw all of them on air superiority over here. Maybe 3 on interception in case they have CAS. And these guys can activate their plan, and you guys can activate your siege artillery. And we will, alright, these guys going in. Did not set that order. Take down Germany, Second Weltkrieg. I guess we have to wait for them to call in their ally first. I don't think we're technically at war with the Belgians yet, but we will be. Yeah, the Germans have reached the scene. Like, what the hell does that mean? Like, we're just started. We haven't lost any tiles, and we get this event here. So, whatever. We'll take it. Get some free trash units, and we'll just toss them into our coast guards. Denmark is joining the Reichspakt. You're gonna call the Belgians though. Hope we call the Belgians so we can start the show. That'd be nice, right? Iceland, United Baltic Duchy, Lithuania, Belgium. There we go. There we go. I feel kind of dumb because I fired my bunker buster trait earlier. So I forgot too, when you go to war like this, you're going to want to use your command power for your general abilities and whatnot, and we've already got like a lot of our army experience. We're going to want to recall our attaché. Yeah, that's the amount of command power that we need. Let's try and break in over here. So we got pretty nice stats in these tanks. We're going to be able to beat their defense. And so we should be able to push into here. And they're going to try and reinforce, but I'm going to use some of these light tank divisions to try and stop them from moving. Yep. Went quite handily there, I think. Yep, and we're through. So these guys can stop attacking right now. We already made our breakthrough there. Again, we're just going to use these guys to try and stop reinforcements from getting to the tile that we're working on right now, and I think we could use more siege artillery here. Yeah, it's broken. Broken already, so that was probably a waste. I think these guys, what are these guys doing back here? It's because I had the stupid front line there, and that's unfortunate. Probably don't need this anymore either. And for these guys right now, I think I'm going to delete this fallback line, and we're safe. I think everyone's been called in, so we're safe to switch to a front line. Volunteers. Yeah, I'll take some volunteers. Why not? There's no reason really to call our allies in right now. I think we're doing fine on the front line. But we are losing convoys over here. Like, even in the fucking English Channel trading for 1 oil, we're losing convoys, so I think I'm going to stop to that. That's fine, but I do want to trade for over land oil as much as I can before that gets cut off. And push back over this way a little bit. I might be able to get that bunker tile for free to do. And it's not really that important that we don't want to waste guys doing attacks that are necessary. So I'll have these guys, I'll pull out my good tanks, and we're gonna, next thing you need to do here is we need to take these ports. So we'll do that. We'll do a staff office plan so we increase their planning a bit quicker. Still no military access, so that's good. What we want to see, we'll just push these guys in with max planning and we'll have enough for our siege artillery ability again. So one of the reasons you want to organize your army into these defending units and whatnot is like, so first of all, to get traits like Panzer Leader and whatnot, you have to have a certain proportion of your units that are actually like tanks, and like the same for artillery or whatnot. Like if you want one of the unit type traits, you have to have a minimum threshold of units you're commanding. And then also like our attacking units are like, we only have like 4 units that are really great for attack, so we can use abilities like the staff office plan and the bunker bust like for pretty cheap. But if you buried these in like a larger infantry unit, you'd have to pay the command cost for like that entire army whenever you pushed in, and you'd run out of command power very quickly. So you want to not do that. You want to waste your command power. So I'm not sure how many actual Germans are in this pocket, but that's interesting. Yeah, it must be just leftovers from the what's this over here? It's Union Britain's convoys, so if the AI wants to get their convoy sunk, that's their own problem. Let's develop Columbia, I guess. Sure, why not? And I think also at this point in time, we're going to want to start upgrading our anti-partisan. And for occupied territories, we're going to want to change the template over to our cavalry template. Which again, you see it's the cheapest cost per suppression, so we'll do that. Yep. So now we're just cracking through these pretty quickly. So casualty roll, like we've only lost 6,000 guys so far. And we're going to get some pretty nice casualties on the Reichspakt, I think, when we close this up here. Alright, we got logistics. Let's pick up our next unit of logistics. And over here, let's upgrade our gun. I don't know if I'm going to start producing that gun, because I don't want to lose my production efficiency because we're in concentrated. But oh, and Russia's come in to hit Germany, so that usually happens. Like once you kind of get the Dunkirk pocket over here, I mean Germany's kind of fucked, to be honest. We're gonna get a whole bunch of factories out of it, and the AI is not really going to be able to come back from this, I don't think. And like once we have this over here, then the next part you can do is you can either push in through Metz here. This is the easiest tile to break. And then we're going to try and wrap around and get all of Germany's units against the Swiss border. I think that's the play we're going to go for. What do we want? Is there anything that we want over here? Let's just get this and keep upgrading our stuff. We can get amphibious tractor units, which are going to be very good too. You get a 2 times was a mechanized research buff for that. Level 5 forts in this tile. And what do you got? You guys shouldn't be attacking. Where are these guys at? Let's go like this. And we will staff office plan that. So when you have problem tiles you need to push through, you always want to wait for your max planning. Your max planning just gives you a, with 36% max here, this can give us 36% bonus to attack and breakthrough if we attack at max planning. It's pretty big. What's going on over here? See, Italians are assigned to attack, and like I don't know why they're doing that. They're not going to break that line. That's pointless. But the AI is the AI, and they think they had forts here, so we'll use some more command power on that. These forts, yeah, these forts are all broken now. We got the tanks in there, and we got planning bonus, and we got Fort Buster, so no problem there. And these guys are all out of supply now. Looks like there's quite a few German divisions in there too, so that's going to be nice. Where are we still losing convoys at? I have no idea why there are convoys going out that way. I don't think I'm trading for anything overseas right now. No. I do want more oil. Keep our stockpile in the green, maybe. Yep, so this is busted through now. I think once you take Brussels, they're not going to have any supplies anymore. These Belgian units are probably just all going to disappear when they capitulate after take Brussels, I imagine. Yep, there you go. You got see, and another reason why you don't want to overbuild rifles too is like, look at that. We just picked up 7.1k rifles from Belgium. That's great. And over here, free kills, and look at that. It's 15 German divisions there. We're gonna get free kills on, boys. 15 German divisions. Beautiful. Alrighty. We're next. And we've got enough to convert our other guy over. Thought I had another infantry unit here that was lying around somewhere. Did I stick you in here? Coast Guards, maybe? Yeah, there you are. So you're going to be a medium tank unit now, and join up with these guys. And now our air guys, we're going to want our air to move over to this. And break through on Metz. And you guys follow up. And let's get our anti-partisan number 2. We don't need war propaganda, we're at 71%. War support. I think our convoys are like I don't know where these convoys are going even. Like I'm not seeing any. Got nothing on supply. We've got nothing on naval. No convoys for this. Oh, there we go. Dutch East Indies rubber trade. How much rubber do I need? You know what? I've even got. I think I've got a surplus of rubber even now. Now we need 3 more. So go overland. We'll get it from these guys, I guess. So just a bit of a waste for factories, but I don't want to be taking war support hits and whatnot from losing convoys. That's it's weird that that's not showing out for me. It's got to be a bug because I should see a line for the convoys that shows where they're going. Tungsten. Alright, let me take a look at how our air was doing. So we lost 46 fighters over Belgium, and we killed 263 enemy fighters. So we're beating them pretty handily in the air, and that's kind of the power of having fighter twos against whatever. I think this is a fighter 1 plane, and they probably still built a whole lot of interwar fighters too. So we haven't lost anything so far, and they've lost 50. Or we've lost 1 fighter. They've lost 15 fighters over in this air zone. And we still have 90% mission efficiency as well too, because because we upgraded our range. And yeah, I must be getting bugs, because you should be able to see the radius of where your fighters can reach. But because we updated the range of these guys, they should be able to cover most of this air zone. That's why our efficiency is going to be so high, even though we haven't pushed into there yet. And air support's pretty critical. Air superiority is pretty critical to have. We don't have it over here anymore because we're going to be pushing over here. But yeah, it's pretty critical to have. It's going to give the enemy a defense penalty, and it makes them move a lot slower, which means it's going to be harder for them to stop us when we're breaking them. You guys are at max planning already, except for where are you guys at? You're over here. I'll wait for them to plan as well. Next doctrine choice. And let's upgrade our variant here again. How about a staff? Let's just push in here anyways. And we'll activate the bunker buster ability. You can see once you do that, the forts break pretty much almost immediately. And these guys are going to get wrecked. And this is the easiest tile to break because there's no river here. And then I'm just going to pause that here. So we're going to want to split off here, and we're going to want to make sure we keep on hammering these guys so that they don't regain their organization. So because you want to micro your tanks, you want to keep your spearhead going, it's usually a good idea to delete your order. So now we're over this river for free. And you see we even got some overruns over there, because we got the air superiority. And if you look at that, air superiority, negative 21.5% defense, which is big, because remember, every point of attack that we get that's over their defense, we get to do 4 times more chance of doing some damage. So if our attack is over their defense, the lower we drop their defense, the more damage we're going to do. If their defense is so high that even with 21.5% debuff, they're still above our attack, it's not that helpful, but in this case it is. We're definitely going to hit them harder because of air superiority. Send these guys in here. It's like another thing too, like I mentioned, that was important, is you want to make sure you get across these rivers when you have momentum on your side. Like you see these guys over here, they have barely any organization, so they're not really able to hold their line and defend properly. So if Germany is able to stabilize on, I can pull some more of these guys in the front probably actually. If Germany's able to stabilize here along the Rhine, then this is like another kind of cancerous position to have to push through. But because we broke them so fast and they're too slow to react, and all those other factors, we're able to push in there and get across the river here before they're able to do anything about it. Keep these guys locked down and try and make this encirclement here. National focus. I'm not really sure if like any of this stuff we don't really need that. We're not really researching nukes right now. And we're not really going to be on the defense. I think I'm probably what's our I'm just going to put this on construction repair. We got a lot of broken stuff. What are you building right now? Building some more. We actually want a few more refineries. And, some civilian factories. And so like 10% consumer goods factories. So 5% of this is like 8 factories that we're currently getting right now. More or less. So like that one focus over here that you get from the anarchist tree, 8 factories on the market socialism. So that's pretty good at this point of the game. And some people look at that and say, well, you could have went Sorelli and you could have got like 6 factories over here or 4 factories over here. But like if you played the longer game with that, you're gonna 5% of all your factories you're gonna get, and the more factories you have, the better that focus is gonna get, as opposed to the other factories which are gonna decay. A factory is gonna be a factory after a few buffs, right? It's not gonna keep on giving. And this is going to be pretty nice here. You got to be careful when you're over this way too, because if you start doing a little bit too good, then the Austrians can start to come and knocking on you. But we're going to encircle all these guys over here. Take these tiles here. And Bulgaria has joined Russia's team. That's interesting. I need that front line now. And where are these guys at? Big boys. Let's get these guys over here. We're just going to close this pocket up. How are we doing on air? We've lost 20, they've lost 166, so that's pretty good. What's our tank situation like? Not quite enough yet for another unit. So we'll just stick you over here and we'll put you into garrison. And yeah, sure, we'll help the West Indies unit. I thought I didn't let them on our team. Are these guys on our team? No, they're not. Well, I don't know. Whatever. They get a freebie, I guess. All these guys get up some planning bonus. We've still got 7 light tanks over here that I should probably split up. Oh, sorry about that. Help shore up the line here. Might even be able to push out a bit further. I mean, like I said, like these units are kind of obsolete, but I mean they're still light tanks, right? Versus infantry. I'll send these guys in now. So we're at 61k casualties and Germans at 4100. Or yeah, 410k I meant to say. I guess it is 4100. I don't know. Sometimes I have a hard time talking. But that's going to go up pretty substantially after we close this off. And then, like the rest of their line, they got no forts now. We're across all their rivers. They got 1 or 2 units per tile. I don't think you guys are. There's still a German unit, 4 German units over there. I will have to bring someone over to kill them. What about you? And we'll send these guys in again. And there come the French Republic. You expected that. That's fine. I'm just going to try these failed naval invasions over here. It's not going to be a big deal. And the Portuguese are at war with us right now. Nice. So we've taken our Alsace-Lorraine-Calais back. That's pretty good. You know what? How is the CNT FAI doing? They're just going to kill Portugal right away, I hope. So I hope I'm not going to regret this, but I'm going to call the Iberian Federation in. And hopefully they can secure that tungsten for me. I won't have to waste these guys holding back for these 4 German units, so just hopefully these couple light tanks here will kill them. We'll see. Maybe not. I have to bring some mediums over. You know, I'm just going to do that. I think that was a air doctrine that finished. I think this focus here's bug doesn't actually do anything, so it's like usually better to go down the side of the tree. And I'm going to try and get that secondary superiority bonus. Send you over here. Like, this territory doesn't really mean a whole lot to us, so it doesn't really matter if they push in on us a bit here. And we want our Coast Guard guys to also guard these ports. More technology. What do we got here? That's